Good afternoon, everyone. Can anyone hear me? Nope. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me now? Good afternoon, everyone. There we go. Sorry to scare you. Good afternoon, everyone. We would first like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of the Fort Nelson First Nation. Graduates and honored guests, my name is Sarah Toffelmeyer, and it is my pleasure to be your MC for the Fort Nelson Secondary School graduation ceremony of 2022. This is the moment, graduates, that you have looked forward to for the last 12 years. We have a very talented group of students, and I'm very excited to commemorate this occasion with you all. Before we get things underway, I'd like to ask that nobody is in the walkway or in front of the stage at any point during today's ceremony. At this time, we would also like to ask that you ensure that your devices are off or on silent mode. Thank you. Honored guests, please join me in introducing the Fort Nelson Secondary School's graduating class of 2022. Tegan Allen. Tegan plans on going to the University of Alberta to go to school to get a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing, then work as a registered nurse as she works towards becoming a nurse practitioner, specializing in emergency medicine to become a trauma nurse. Lily Ashdown. Lily will be moving to Fort St. John with her mom as she got a job offer from CRC, which is a contract company based in Fort St. John to do office and bookkeeping. Guilford Owiesen. After high school, Gil will be taking a gap year to save money and look to volunteer or work that in a relation to his future career before going to college. Maxine Bala. Maxine is taking a year off to work and save up money before applying for a medical laboratory technician program in Alberta. Allie Berry. Allie plans to take a gap year and work as a lifeguard. She plans to pursue a degree in psychology when she attends university. Blake Belfour. Blake plans to work for a year and then pursue a career in trades. Taylor Berg. Taylor plans to take a nail and lash course and pursue a career in the beauty industry. Harley Burrow. Harley plans to work for the summer and then pursue a career in mining. Victoria Fisher. Victoria plans to take the ECE diploma at Northern Lights College before attending Thompson River University for her Bachelor's of Education degree to eventually become an elementary school teacher. Braden Brake. Braden is moving to Prince George in September to go to the College of New Caledonia to do his 4th class power engineering. Kelsey Callan. Kelsey is moving to Nanaimo to go to the University of Vancouver Island, where she is pursuing a bachelor's degree in kinesiology. Hannah Chabot. Hannah is moving to Nanaimo to pursue a degree in criminology. Tanner Foote. Tanner plans to work full-time for the foreseeable future and hopefully do some traveling before making any lifelong aspirations or decisions. Led Zeppelin Del Rosario. Led is going to UNBC to take the health science program. He eventually plans to become a doctor. Zachary Dowse. Zachary will be taking a year off of school to work with his dad before going to school for instrumentation technology. Amy Turgeon. Amy is going to school in Calgary to become an esthetician. Michael Enax. Michael plans to work and save money before attending trade school at Thompson Rivers University. Tatiana Espinoza. Tatiana will be attending the University of Calgary, where she is pursuing a degree in science, majoring in biology, eventually planning on becoming a pediatrician. Athena Frost. Athena is going to Grand Prairie Regional College to pursue a bachelor's degree in criminology. She hopes to become a crime scene investigator one day. Seth Gardner. Seth plans on taking a gap year before going back to school. Hannah Goff. After graduation, Hannah will be going to Memorial University of Newfoundland to study kinesiology. Cassidy Harold. Cassidy will be attending Thompson Rivers University to pursue a bachelor's degree in science before attending dental school. Joshua Clausen. Joshua plans to continue his apprenticeship in carpentry and possibly start his own business after getting his red seal. Madison Keys. Madison is going to Vancouver Island University to pursue a Bachelor's of Science degree. Courtney Kirschman. Courtney will be attending the New Image College to pursue acting and a career in entertainment. Jovi Conchu. Jovi is moving to Grand Prairie, where she will be going to school to pursue a career in education. Hunter Lowe. Hunter plans to take a gap year before going to school in Dawson Creek for criminology. Keisha Maxwell. Keisha will be venturing off to Saskatoon to fulfill her dream of becoming a veterinarian. Alyssa Maynard. Alyssa will be attending Thompson Rivers University to pursue a Bachelor of Arts degree and hopes to become a worker in the educational field one day. Alexander Mackay. Alexander plans to take a gap year to work and save money before seeing where life takes him. Tristan Michelle. Tristan plans to move to Alberta to attend culinary school. Kenzie Ochar. Kenzie is moving to Edmonton to attend the University of Alberta, where she will be studying the biological sciences and pursuing a career in pharmacy. Caitlin Ryu. Caitlin is going to Vancouver to work and eventually plans to go to school to get her emergency medical responder certification and continue on to become a paramedic. Isabel Shepard. Isabel plans to move to Charlottetown, PEI, where she has been accepted into the Bachelor of Science program and plans to become a veterinarian. Kira Spence. Kira plans on taking life one day at a time and seeing where it takes her. Noelle Theobald. Noelle will be attending the University of Victoria in the fall, pursuing a Bachelor of Arts degree with a major in theatre and a minor in psychology, and continuing her studies to earn her PhD in psychology. Shanae Tudor. Shanae is going to work out at the hot springs for the summer and plans to save money to fund her exciting future endeavors. Ariana Timber. Ariana plans to work and enjoy being done school. Cole Takoza. Cole is planning to work for the Prophet River Band after graduation. Logan Wells. Logan plans to take a gap year to save money for schooling and for future life choices. Then he is going to pursue a Bachelor of Science degree in geology. Marilyn Weeb. Marilyn has recently completed the Applied Business Technology program at the Northern Lights College in Fort St. John, where she graduated with a certificate as an administrative assistant and now plans to enter the workforce. Darcy Winters. Darcy plans to live the good life after high school. We will just be taking a moment to let our grads change out of their caps and gowns, and they will be rejoining us momentarily. Thank you for your patience. Honored guests, please join me in welcoming back the graduating class of Fort Nelson Secondary School 2022 as they take their grand march. Tegan Allen. Lily Ashdown. Guilford Owiesen. Maxine Bala. Ali Berry. Blake Belfour. Taylor Berg. Harley Burrow. Victoria Fisher. Braden Brake. Kelsey Callan. Hannah Chabot. Tanner Foote. Led Zeppelin Del Rosario. Zachary Douse. Amy Turgeon. Michael Enax. Tatiana Espinoza. Athena Frost. Seth Gardner. Hannah Goff. Cassidy Harold. Joshua Clausen. Madison Keys. Courtney Kirschman. Jovi Konshu. Hunter Lowe. Keisha Maxwell. Alyssa Maynard. Alexander Mackay. Tristan Michelle. Kenzie Ochar. Caitlin Ryu. Isabel Shepard. Kira Spence. Noelle Theobald. Shanae Tudor. Ariana Timber.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger,
Cole Sakoza. Logan Wells. Marilyn Weed. Darcy Winters. Honored guests, please give a round of applause for the graduating class of 2022. At this time, we would like to ask you to please rise for the playing of O Canada. Please be seated. I would like to have Mr. Mark Theobald come forward to read the principal's address.
Hello. There we go. 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 All right. I think that's the first time I've had special effects for this speech. Grads of 2022, honored guests, parents, family members, friends, staff, and all those joining us online today. It is a privilege and an honor for me to be here to congratulate our graduates on their achievement. I would be remiss if I did not start by acknowledging those that have worked so hard to make this afternoon the event that it is. First, a big thank you goes to Ellie DeRose-Gagne. This year's grad sponsor, who has spent countless hours making this afternoon possible. Moira Biddlecombe, and those that assisted her for making this space so beautiful today. Mr. Dave Sutherland for wrangling the grads through their rehearsal and lining them up today. Mr. David Johnstone for all of his technical expertise with lighting, sound, and live streaming. Our grad committee, Jovi Conshu, Hannah Goff, Maxine Bala, Noel Teobald, Ali Berry, and Victoria Fisher. And the countless other volunteers that have helped out with fundraising, events, and setup. Grads, it has not been an easy journey to get to this day. Partway through your grade 10 year, the first year of your graduation program, we entered into a pandemic. And you have spent the remainder of your high school years navigating through uncharted territory for students. The fear, anxiety, anger, and frustration took their toll, as did the division within our own tight-knit community. Division that you, our young people, were often caught in the middle of as you tried to find your own voice and your own opinions. Restrictions, rules, changes to semesters and routines disrupted your high school years. On top of that, many of you had other hurdles that you had to face. To name just a few, having a sibling with cancer, the diagnosis of a medical condition, mental health challenges, loss of jobs in your families, and financial uncertainty, starting out high school in a new community, tough courses and struggles with learning, not to mention all of the normal day-to-day drama that makes up the high school experience. Despite all of these challenges, you have displayed grit and tenacity. You got it done. You kept on taking derivatives and integrals and calculus, graphing polynomials in mathematics, building houses and dual credit programs, balancing equations in chemistry, writing essays in English, practicing your pieces in band, and building the occasional snow fort. It wasn't easy. Some of you had to come back for an extra year, which is not an easy decision for a student to make. Or spend a snowy Saturday morning proving to your principal that you can indeed light a fire in order to pass outdoor ed. Or perhaps spend the very last day of the entire school year welding in the shop. Hardest of all, some of you even managed to pull yourself away from all of the excellent conversation in the MPA in order to get yourself to class. But you got it done. And looking at all of you here and the future that you have in front of you, I am sure you will continue to get it done. It is appropriate then that I finish with a poem by Edgar Albert Guest. Mr. Guest lived from 1881 to 1959, a time of history that saw many dark moments. But his poetry was frequently optimistic and uplifting, a type of poetry that is perhaps once again needed at a time that sometimes feels very uncertain. So without further ado, It Couldn't Be Done by Edgar Albert Guest. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one who wouldn't say so till he tried. So he buckled right in with the trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hid it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed, "Oh, you'll never do that. At least no one has ever done it." But he took off his coat and he took off his hat, and the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quit it, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you, one by one, the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start in to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it. Class of 2022, we are so very proud of you and your accomplishments. Face the future with courage, love, and grit. Go out there and get it done. Congratulations.
Next, I would like to welcome School District 81's Superintendent of Schools, Mrs. Diana Samchuk, to the stage to address the graduates.
Is it on? Hello? Okay. Sorry. All our grads look so beautiful today. Their capstone projects were so excellent this year. It was just awesome way to end the year. So, on behalf of the school district, I would like to congratulate the graduates of 2022. We're very proud of the work and perseverance you've shown to be graduating today. You have experienced unique challenges, such as the COVID pandemic, but you've persisted, and we're so happy that you're able to celebrate the day in person with your family and friends. I say this every year in my grad speech because I think it is important. Take the time to thank all the people who have supported you on this journey, your parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, and many more. It is a fact that sometimes we all need help. Their support and encouragement has certainly contributed to your success today. And graduates, although it is important to have that support and encouragement, it is also important to encourage yourself, to support each other through both good and challenging times. Though this has sometimes felt like a long journey, this is only the beginning. There are great things to come. I hope that you have many wonderful memories throughout your school years that will remain close to your heart and mind for a lifetime. My advice to you today comes from a poem by Catherine Pulsifer titled, "Allow Yourself." Allow yourself to dream, and when you do, dream big. Allow yourself to learn, and when you do, learn all you can. Allow yourself to laugh, and when you do, share your laughter. Allow yourself to set goals, and when you do, reward yourself as you move forward. Allow yourself to be determined, and when you do, you will find you will succeed. Allow yourself to believe in yourself, and when you do, you will find self-confidence. Allow yourself to lend a helping hand, and when you do, a hand will help you. Allow yourself, relaxation, and when you do, you will find new ideas. Allow yourself love, and when you do, you will find love in return. Allow yourself to be happy, and when you do, you will influence others around you. Allow yourself to be positive, and when you do, life will get easier. Graduates, my hope for your future is that it be filled with wonderful people, good health, incredible experiences, and amazing opportunities. Remember that a kind word or smile can cause a chain reaction and make a difference in those around you. Congratulations, we're very proud of you.
Next, I would like to welcome Mr. Bill Dolan for the Board of Trustees address.
Well, it's been a while since I was on this stage. Good afternoon. On behalf of the Board of Education and Childcare, I have the honor of addressing you today as we celebrate the graduation of the Fort Nelson Secondary School class of 2022. Graduates, by your own talents and abilities and effort, and with the support of your parents and the community, and staff at all levels of the education system, you've earned the right to be here. Congratulations on a job well done. You are leaving the security of home and school to enter adulthood in a world that needs your positive contribution. Life is not a spectator sport to be viewed on a screen. And not everything you see, hear, or read is true or worthwhile. There's so much data literally at your fingertips that it can be a challenge to separate real information from all the other stuff that just bombards you day after day. And being able to tell the difference is a very important modern life skill. As part of the most socially connected generation in human history, you are aware of the turmoil and uncertainty in our community, our country, and around the world. As we've all struggled to cope with the difficulties of the pandemic, tough economic times, and the many other challenges from global warming to war, it may seem like the bottom is falling out of the world that you're inheriting, but it's not. It's just changing, but in a much faster rate than ever before. In the early 1960s, a young folk singer named Bob Dylan wrote the song, "The Times They Are A-Changing." He was referring to the huge social and political transformations occurring then, like now. And he was urging people of all ages and backgrounds to feel the winds of change and move forward to create a more peaceful, fair, and just society. More recently, King Whitney Jr. said, "Change has a considerable impact on the human mind. To the fearful, it is threatening because things might get worse. To the hopeful, it is encouraging because things might get better. But to the confident, it is inspiring because the challenge exists to make things better." You've seen how we adults have handled the upheavals of recent years, for better or for worse. But what would you have done differently? This is your challenge. How will each of you constructively handle the changes that you'll encounter in your life? Hopefully, our public education system has helped you to acquire the knowledge and the skills and the attitudes needed to begin your journey and be successful in whatever you do. So remember, treat others as you'd like to be treated. Be an informed voter. And do your part to change your world for the better. Because if anybody can do it, you can. So farewell, good luck, and God bless.
Next, I would like to welcome Mayor Gary Foster to the stage to address our graduates.
First, let me start by sharing some greetings from our MLA, Dan Davies. Graduation is not only a time to celebrate today, but a time to look forward to what tomorrow brings. You all represent the future, and as you enter into adulthood, I ask that you do one thing. All of you have been raised in a safe, healthy community, and I ask that you embrace this by bringing fresh ideas forward that will someday drive improvements in our community in the years ahead. Congratulations to all of you. MLA North Peace, Dan Davies. Also, greetings from Bob Zimmer, MP. Good afternoon, Fort Nelson grads, parents, and friends. If you are a parent or teacher of one of the grads here today, I can't thank you enough for the difference you've made in these kids' lives. To our Fort Nelson graduating class of 2022, on behalf of the residents of Prince George, Peace River, Northern Rockies, congratulations on your graduation. We are all proud of each one of you. Member of Parliament for Prince George, Peace River, Northern Rockies, Shadow Minister for Northern Affairs, Arctic Sovereignty, and Canadian Economic Development Agency, and co-chair of the Parliamentary Outdoor Caucus. I want to thank you once again for inviting me here to speak to you on such a momentous occasion. 50 years ago, I sat where you're sitting, and there was some ancient guy with gray hair standing in front of us, droning on about values that our education had instilled in us, and how well prepared we were for the world we would find after graduation. That man's name was John Turner, and he was the Member of Parliament for Ottawa East, where my high school was. He was also the Finance Minister for Canada, and John Turner would go on to become Prime Minister of Canada briefly. In his remarks to my high school, he got just about everything wrong because we have no idea what the future holds. COVID was a great example of just how unpredictable the world is. None of us had ever heard of COVID when you walked into this school 5 years ago, and the idea of a war in Ukraine had not yet crossed anyone's mind. So today I'm not going to talk about the future. I'm going to talk to you about this place we call home. I believe we live in the best country in the world. That assumption is confirmed every year, year after year, where we consistently score in the top 5 for social justice, livability, standard of living, and ongoing efforts to improve equality in our society. There's a range of criteria used to determine rankings, and Canada always is in the top. I also believe that we live in the best province in that country. The diversity of people, of geography in British Columbia is unequaled across the globe. However, our rich culture and natural resources don't blind us to the work still to be done for the less fortunate in our society, and that work continues every day at all levels of government. And lastly, I believe the best part of that province, we live in the best part of that province. Not only do we have benefits of everything the country and province has to offer, but we have none of the congestion and struggles of urban life. Out our back door is such a rich natural experience of wildlife and scenery that people come from all over the globe to experience it, and the historic Alaska Highway. The place we call home has the world-class Muskwa-Kachika protected area that has been called the Serengeti of the North. I could go on about our rich natural resources that provide good jobs and high standards of living for the people who call Northern Rockies home. But much more important is the character of the people who live here. One story that has always reminded me of the generosity of our community was about a single mother several years ago. She was going through the checkout at one of our grocery stores, and she didn't have enough money to pay for all her purchases. She began sorting some items to return when the cashier stopped her, and that cashier reached into her own pocket and made the difference for that single mother. That act of kindness would be remarkable enough, but I personally knew that cashier, and I knew she was a single mother too. And she struggled financially from time to time. This is not an isolated story. Stories of this kind of generosity in our community are all around us. The generosity of people in our community who give up their time for others is absolutely astounding. There are over 25 Rotarians who give their time and energy to raise funds for things like spray parks, boardwalks to Flower Springs, and the Easter breakfast, to name just a few of their activities. The Rod and Gun Club, the Cross Country Ski Club, Slow Pitch, Don Brown and his volunteers to put on motocross, Mud Boggs, Shastine Fisher, president of minor hockey, and her board and her coaches. There's the library board, the Phoenix Theater Board, the Board of Literacy Society, Kim Aglinski, the president of our Chamber of Commerce, and her committees. There are people in our community that contribute so much to our quality of life, like Brenda Enax and Lori Van Dam that put on the Grad as a golf course. There's Laura Richter and Lane Tudor and Lori Clark to make our life better for our furry friends, and they do this for free. This is only part of the list of volunteer organizations in our communities, and there are hundreds of people in our town that help others every day. I've named just a few of the many hundreds of people who sacrifice their evenings and weekends for others. These are all volunteers. The one thing they have in common is that they all work for free to make our community a better place to live. During COVID, when one of the children in our community beat cancer, the cars driving by her house, honking horns to welcome her home, stretched for miles. People who didn't even know her joined in because we're all part of this community. The rainbow crosswalk that council put in 3 years ago and the flag of Fort Nelson First Nation that flies at the rec center symbolize the community that includes everyone. Grads, I've given you just a few reasons that you should be proud of the Northern Rockies. It's a place you can be proud to call home. There are a lot more that I haven't touched on. Remember this place. Remember this community, because you're part of what makes this the best place on earth. Thank you.
Lastly, I'd like to welcome Fort Nelson First Nations Council Member Patricia Capablanc to the stage to address our graduates.
Can you hear me? Good afternoon, respected principals, teachers, parents, administrators, leaders, and other guests in attendance. We have gathered here today to bid farewell to graduation students of 2022. I am indeed honored to be given the opportunity to represent the Fort Nelson First Nation Chief and Council to wish all grads the best in their future endeavors. Every graduate present here is deserving of high praise, recognition, and I would like to congratulate each of you on reaching this milestone in life. This is a moment that you have worked so hard for, and we are all so proud of you and your accomplishments. I would like to express a heartfelt thank you to all the teachers and your parents who have taught you for their endless support, patience, and guidance that they have generously provided over the years as they watched you grow. We pray that the Creator guides you and guards you as you undertake this new and exciting journey of life. Live life to the fullest, reach for the stars, and follow your dreams as the opportunities are endless. Lastly, on behalf of the Fort Nelson First Nation leadership and the Community Education Authority, we would like to present our grads with a gift to celebrate the amazing accomplishments. I would like to ask Lily Ashdown, Harley Barreau, Seth Gardner, and Tristan Michelle to please come forward.
The time has come to recognize the achievements and accomplishments of many of our graduating students through the awarding of scholarships and bursaries. This year, 29 generous donors awarded 39 scholarships valued at $36,200 to our FNSS grads. The majority of these scholarships and bursaries are from our local industry and businesses, as well as companies who come to our community to carry out their work. 15 of the scholarships were selected by the donors, while the remaining 24 are selected by the School District 81 Scholarship Committee. The donors' much appreciated generosity goes a long way to help financially support our students in the pursuit of their post-secondary education and career aspirations. Significant time and effort were put in by the students who compiled scholarship application packages this year. The decision process was very difficult as there were many worthy applicants. The students need to be commended for their dedication and achievements throughout their years at FNSS. A huge thank you also goes out to Ms. Carrie Larson, our FNSS Scholarship Coordinator, for the hours of work she put in organizing and preparing these awards. Our first award is the BPOE Elks of Fort Nelson Bursary, presented by Megan Shortland. The Fort Nelson Elks awards this $1,000 bursary to an honor roll student who has demonstrated leadership and citizenship and has given as a volunteer in the community. This year's recipient is Tegan Allen. Our next award is the Mark Breton Memorial Bursary, presented by Glenn Goff. In memory of a well-loved teacher and community member, this $500 bursary is going to a graduating student who is active in sports and is entering into education, recreation, physical education, leisure studies, or kinesiology. The student has shown the ability to make positive academic and personal choices no matter the circumstances they face. This year's recipient is Alyssa Maynard. Our next award is the City Furniture and Appliances Scholarships, presented by Jennifer Candola. The City Furniture and Appliances Scholarships are valued at $1,000 each and are given to students entering university or trade school. This year's two recipients are Led Del Rosario and Hannah Goff. Our next award is the CUPE Local 2167 Scholarship, presented by Diana Samchuk. This $500 scholarship is given to a student who is a child of a CUPE Local 2167 member or is a member themselves. This year's two recipients are Tegan Allen and Allie Berry. Our next awards are the District Authority Awards, also presented by Superintendent of School District 81, Diana Samchuk. The Dogwood District Authority Awards are given by the BC Ministry of Education to very deserving students who are highly successful in non-academic areas of study, such as fine arts, applied skills, second languages, and physical activity. The students are required to create a portfolio for the selection committee. Each award is valued at $1,250. This year's 5 recipients are Tatiana Espinoza, Victoria Fisher, Hannah Goff, Kenzie Ochar, and Noelle Theobald. Our next award is the Dr. Casa Memorial Annual Health Scholarship presented by Mayor Gary Foster. The Dr. Casa Memorial Annual Health Scholarship, valued at $2,000, is offered by the Northern Rockies Regional District. It is awarded to a student entering a post-secondary health-related program. The recipient must demonstrate positive community involvement and have been a positive role model in both the school and the community. This year's recipient is Tatiana Espinoza. Our next award is the Dr. Mostert Annual Health Scholarship, also presented by Mayor Gary Foster. The Dr. Mostert Annual Health Scholarship is also valued at $2,000 and is offered by the Northern Rockies Regional District. It is awarded to a student entering a post-secondary health-related program. The recipient must demonstrate positive community involvement and have been a positive role model in both their school and community. This year's recipient is Kelsey Catlin. Our next award is the Down to Earth Health Shop Scholarship presented by Becky Froese. Given by Kim Gillette and Kevin Friesen, this $1,000 scholarship is intended for a graduate with good academic standing and a healthy lifestyle who is headed into natural health, nutrition, environmental science, or a renewable resources field. This year's recipient is Hannah Goff. Our next award is the Fort Nelson District Administrators Association Scholarship, also being presented by Becky Froese. The district administrators give this $500 scholarship to a graduate who has achieved a minimum of a B average in grades 11 and 12 and plans to enter any post-secondary program. This year's recipient is Cassidy Harold. Our next award is the Fort Nelson District Teachers Association Scholarship, presented by President of the FNDTA, Glenn Goff. The FNDTA presents this $1,500 scholarship to a graduating student pursuing a teaching career. They must demonstrate leadership, effective communication skills, and good grades. This year's recipient is Alyssa Maynard. Our next award is the Fort Nelson Firefighters Union Local 2782 Scholarship, presented by Frank Peach. This $500 bursary is awarded to a student who is entering the emergency services field and has been a volunteer in their community. This year's recipient is Hannah Goff. Our next award is the Fort Nelson Minor Hockey Association bursary presented by Shastine Fisher. This bursary is valued at $500. It is awarded to a student enrolling in a sport and/or recreation field. Preference is given to a graduate who is involved in sports and recreation in Fort Nelson. If no student is pursuing sports or rec, it is awarded to the most qualified candidate. This year's recipient is Kelsey Callan. Our next award is the Fort Nelson Yeti Legacy Scholarships presented by Heather Sparshu. These two $500 scholarships are given out by the Fort Nelson Yeti Hockey Club. They are given to one male and one female graduate going on to post-secondary school who have achieved high academic standing while being involved in both high school and community sports during their high school career. One of the recipients was our Toad River graduate who received his scholarship at his graduation. The FNSS recipient is Madison Keys. Our next award is the Friends of Rachel Scholarship, which is presented by last year's recipient, Erica Biddlecombe. These two $250 scholarships are given to graduates who have demonstrated a leadership role within the school and the community. They uphold the values that Rachel promoted. They must have been attending FNSS for at least 2 years and are pursuing post-secondary education in any field. This year's recipients are Maxine Bella and Tatiana Espinoza. Our next award is the Greg Gerwing Memorial Scholarship presented by Lorraine Gerwing and Shalyn Johnson. In memory of a much-loved and respected FNSS teacher, this $1,000 scholarship is awarded to an FNSS student entering post-secondary education who demonstrates a working knowledge of and love for the outdoors and displays determination and perseverance towards their career goals. The applicant must write an essay describing their working knowledge and love of the outdoors and how they have demonstrated perseverance towards their career goals. This year's recipient is Isabel Shepard. The next award is the Harrison Co. Law 12 Award presented by Sarah Jane Attrell. This $200 award goes to a student who excelled in Law 12 and is entering a recognized post-secondary institution, college, or university. This year's recipient is Hannah Goff. Our next award is the Huskies Student Athlete Scholarship, also presented by Sarah Jane Attrell. This $500 scholarship is awarded to a student attending a post-secondary school. Emphasis is given to physical education and other related course marks, participation in extracurricular sports, dedication and commitment to their sport, as well as leadership or volunteer work off the court that has contributed to their sport. This year's recipient is Tegan Allen. Our next award is the Frida Murrin Bursary, presented by Lily Murrin. Oh, Sarah Murren, apologies, my script is wrong. It's okay. This $250 bursary is given by the Fort Nelson Mental Health and Addiction Service Advisory Committee in memory of Frida Murren. It goes to a student who has experienced adversity, has financial need, plans to pursue post-secondary education or a trade, shows determination and perseverance, and is motivated to succeed in their chosen career. The students submitted a 500-word essay as part of applying for this award. This year's recipient is Allie Berry. Our next award is the Northeastern BC Wildlife Scholarship presented by Megan Shortland. This year, two $1,250 scholarships are being offered to 2 graduates planning to study wildlife, resource management, environmental studies, or a related field at an accredited post-secondary institution. This year's 2 recipients are Acacia Maxwell and Isabel Shepard. Our next award is the Northern Rockies Regional Municipality Technical Training Bursary, presented by Mayor Gary Foster. This bursary is valued at $1,000. It is awarded to a graduate entering a program leading to employment in a technically oriented occupation, which would lead itself to employment in a municipality-related career or profession. This year's recipient is Braden Brake. Our next award is the Prophet River Education Awards, presented by Kayla Takoza. The Prophet River First Nation would like to congratulate their grade 12 graduates on a successful completion of their high school diplomas. They are very proud of you and see you as the leaders of tomorrow. The Education Incentive Award is valued at $1,500. This year's recipient is Cole Takoza. Our next award is the Rotary Club of Fort Nelson Scholarship, presented by Dean Mercer. This scholarship is valued at $1,500. It is presented to a student entering a recognized post-secondary program who has been involved in the community in a service capacity, exemplifies school citizenship, and has maintained a good academic standing. This year's recipient is Isabel Shepard. Our next award is the Solace Safety Solutions Scholarship Fund, presented by Kathleen Ganson. Solace Safety Solutions awards this $1,500 scholarship to an all-around student pursuing university training. They need to have shown determination, perseverance, drive, and focus, as well as having shown leadership in and out of school. This year's recipient is Hannah Goff. Our next award is the Jim Thompson Bursary, presented by last year's recipient, Dwayne Legg. This $250 bursary is awarded to an FNSS graduate who has good academic achievement and good citizenship. Priority is given to a student who is continuing their education at Northern Lights College in a non-university transfer program. If no one is entering Northern Lights College, it'll be awarded to a student enrolled in a college or technical program. This year's recipient is Victoria Fisher. Our next award is the Unifor Local 862 Bursary, also presented by Dwayne Legg. This $1,000 award goes to the child of a Unifor Local 862 member. This year's recipient is Braden Brake. Our next award is the Western Communities Foundation's Exceptional Achievement Bursary, presented by Ashley Bouvette. This $750 bursary is given to a student who has overcome adversity, financial hardship, or family issues. They have displayed outstanding community and school spirit and have demonstrated inspirational conduct, acts of heroism, or shown leadership in a crisis. This year's recipient is Keisha Maxwell. Our last scholarship being presented today is the Youth Work and Trades, presented by Heather Sparshu. The Youth Work and Trades SSA program provides skill development through practical, hands-on work experience. This student began his apprenticeships while still in high school. The $1,000 scholarship is awarded to a Youth Work and Trades SSA student who meets the eligibility criteria. This year's recipient is Joshua Clausen. On behalf of School District 81, we would like to congratulate all of this year's scholarship and bursary recipients. Thank you to the donors for your tremendous generosity. Your support goes a long way in helping our students be successful in their future endeavors. Every year, the graduating class nominates and selects a guest speaker to give a speech at their graduation ceremony. This is someone who the class identifies well with, has a lasting relationship, and feels will best represent their class as a whole. No pressure, right? This year, Mr. Patrick Nelson has been selected to give a speech. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Nelson.
Graduates, I've known nearly all of you as students, and nearly all of you have known me as your teacher. But for those few I haven't taught, let me introduce myself. I'm Mr. Nelson, and I am deeply honored to be here speaking to you today. Though I've spent more time with some of you and less time with others, I know that every one of you deserves to be here today, that every one of you has earned this day. 13 years ago, you came into a kindergarten classroom for the first time. Small children clinging to your parents for support as you started your academic journey. 5 years ago, you came into grade 8, still scared, still children, clinging to one another for support. Today is the end of that long journey. The children who entered school are now you, and you are no longer children. Today we celebrate your completion of high school, and today we recognize your transition from hungry young caterpillars into adult butterflies. But before that chrysalis fully opens, I want to take this one last chance to speak to you as students. One last chance to pretend that I have all the answers, and if you just copy them down, you'll ace the next test. So get out your pens. Graduates, my wish for you is for the wind to always be at your back, that you succeed at every task you set your mind to, and every day is filled with nothing but joy. But it won't. You won't, and they won't be. The wind blows in the direction it chooses with no regard to our wishes. You will fail. Sometimes you will fail despite doing everything correctly, and sometimes a mistake will be yours, but you will fail. And graduates, there will be days of sadness. The only way to avoid failure is to never try, and the only way to avoid sadness is to never love. As they say, ships are safe in harbor, but that isn't what ships are made for. I want you to strive with your whole heart to achieve your goals, to put every gram of effort into your dreams, and then shrug and move on when they fail. I want you to find partners who you love so deeply it feels like your souls are connected. And I want you to smile at their memory after they've broken your heart. I want you to care deeply about things, to fight for what is right, to never let an injustice go unchallenged. But I want you to find pleasure in this imperfect world. In math, 2 negatives multiply to a positive. But this is not true in life. The avoidance of pain is not pleasure. The avoidance of boredom is not joy. You must live your life actively choosing the good, not simply avoiding the bad. At this moment, your life has more possibilities than it will ever have again. Today, the roads diverge in that yellow wood, and maybe ages and ages hence you will worry about which road you chose, but not today. Today, you must go out. Take whichever road looks good, and know that if it isn't the road for you, there are many other paths to take. And as you wander those paths, remember that you are not alone. You are part of a community, whether you want to be or not. Your family, your friends, the EAs and teachers who have worked with you, the people you enjoy spending time with, and the people you're required to spend time with. Each of these can take some credit for your successes and some blame for your failures. There will be times you feel isolated, but you are always part of a community. That means you are never truly alone. But it also means you have a responsibility. Graduates, the life I am asking you to live is one of trying and failing, of ecstatic laughter and wailing agony. But how much greater the joy of success and how much less the pain of failure when you have another person to share it with. You are part of a community, and it is your responsibility to be that other person whenever you can. So let me close by saying how proud I am of each one of you. And let me say that you are no longer my students, and I am no longer your teacher. So when we meet again, I am not Mr. Nelson. Please call me Pat. Thank you.
This year, This year, the grad class has nominated and selected a student to represent them as valedictorian for this graduation ceremony. This is quite an honor, and as this year's selected student has stepped up to the challenge of writing a speech and reading it in front of their peers. Please welcome to the stage, Hannah Goff.
Got to get all the dress fitting behind the podium. Good afternoon, fellow grads, parents, family members, FNSS staff, and honored guests. Well, grads, today's the day we have all been anxiously waiting for. It's finally here, and in some ways, it feels like it took forever to get here, and in others, it feels like time just flew by. But here we are. I can still remember our grade 8 orientation day with the graduating class of 2018 showing us around the school and teaching us how to remember how the schedules worked. Or how funny we found Mrs. Toff's squirrel moments in the early days of grade 8. It all seems like so long ago and that it would be forever until we were sitting up on this stage. but look at us now. Fellow graduates, I want you to take a moment and realize how far we have come. Our 13 years of school have all led to this moment. All the late nights studying and stressing, breakdowns in the bathroom, forgetting due dates, or bombing that big test. All those things we learned in math that we swore we would never use in real life ever again, although I think we're still right on that one. Or our grade 10 year getting cut short by a pandemic. We all struggled and worked so hard for this, and we did it. Whether we intend to go to university, seek training in a trade, or move straight into the workforce, we will benefit from what we have learned in this building. We didn't just learn math or socials or biology. We learned how to be independent, how to problem solve, how to make friends, how to be responsible members of society, and hopefully how to follow a recipe, even if our first attempt at making muffins ended up rock hard. We really tried our best, Ms. Johnson. Leaving high school will be really exciting, but also really scary. But if we ever find ourselves burdened by life, we can always look back on high school memories we have that make us smile. Like stealing Mr. Sutherland's bikes and riding them through the MPA. Or standing outside in the freezing cold during the 5th fire alarm of that week. Or maybe you remember the story of someone borrowing a jar of earthworms from the biology room and taking it home with them. Sorry, Ms. Stoffelmeyer. Each and every one of us has a unique memory to take with us and to look back on when we are feeling a little nostalgic. Now, there are many amazing staff at this school who all bring something a little different to the table. And I want to say thank you to all of you for helping us become who we are today. Whether it's John Stone and his cheesy puns, Ms. Johnson and Mrs. Sparshoe for being a big ball of happiness and positivity all the time, Ms. Larson for keeping us so organized, or for Keller for, let's just say, keeping it interesting. We all have staff members we had special connections with, and as life goes by, each of us will hold and share memories of those people for the rest of our lives. Maybe that person really helped shape and guide us through our toughest days. Maybe it was just sitting in their classroom and chatting, or getting a juice box, or filling them in on the latest drama. That staff member always found a way to make high school a more enjoyable place. No matter who our connection was with, we honor the relationship you provided because we know we were not the easiest people to work with. We showed a little attitude, or were involved in a little too much drama, and you may have had to hound us a little, or a lot, to get our work done. But the connection we made with you is one that will never be forgotten, and the lessons we learned we will hold with us forever. When I look at the class of 2022, I see such a diverse group of people. I see teachers, veterinarians, nurses, artists, politicians, and many more. I see the future. We are the next generation, and we are capable of so much if we put our minds to it. I want to leave here today by giving you all a pro tip. Don't get caught up in the importance of the labels we carry with us. Valedictorian, student council president, top student, or top athlete. These labels or lack of labels do not define the importance of any one of us. Our importance comes in treating people with respect, working hard for our success, and never forgetting all those who helped us find our importance. We are all responsible for writing our own extraordinary stories, and the people and the memories we carry are the inspiration for it. Wherever your story takes you, remember you are the author, editor, main character of it. Thank you, class of 2022, for helping to create some wonderful chapters in each of our stories for all of us to look back on as they continue to grow. Congratulations.
I want my worms back. No questions asked. I didn't even know about that. I'm going to blame Mr. Swinburne on that one. All right. Please turn your attention.
The seasons come and go like thoughts of you. Like a wave returns to the sea, into the blue. They change but in a cycle that I can't lose. Each painful but delightful to live through. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear for no reason, but I'll cherish every day until you come my way this season. Seasons turn and change just like your mind. Like the sun gives into the moon, into the night. Time continues marching, it slowly crawls. With each new one starting, I recall. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear for no reason, but I'll cherish every day until you come my way this season. Time of year carries memories like a never fading whisper in the breeze. Oh, we will keep on changing all over again. Yeah, we will keep on changing just like another season. Don't want another day without you by my side. Oh, this season. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Just like another season.
Please rise for the playing of God Save the Queen. Please be seated. Honored guests, for the final time, let me introduce you to the Fort Nelson Secondary School graduating class of 2022. I was hoping there'd be music playing for the processional or recessional, and then I say bye, but I guess I'm saying bye now. Thank you for allowing me to MC your graduation ceremony and for putting up for me. This concludes our graduation ceremony. Thank you all that were involved in making today's event run smoothly. Thank you to the parents, friends, everyone else. Congratulations. Have a great summer.